A lot of parents are afraid to start homeschooling because they're afraid they're going to mess up their children's education. It's something every homeschooling family has been afraid of and stops a lot of people from trying to homeschool. We were afraid too, and I don't think I would have had the courage to try homeschooling if it weren't for COVID, and I don't think my husband would have been okay with the decision if I had. Homeschooling was supposed to be a temporary thing for us as a family, although I had always been curious about it. My youngest was struggling in public school. My older son was doing fine, but was in constant sensory overwhelm and was struggling to make friends. When we started homeschooling, we saw an instant improvement in both our children in so many ways. I was able to work one-on-one with my youngest, and he was able to finally start understanding the work and make real progress. For my oldest, he wasn't angry anymore because he wasn't in constant sensory overwhelm. My biggest fear a lot of people have about homeschooling is what curriculum to use. Unless you're starting in high school, I'd suggest starting with a good math curriculum, reading together and writing, and then go from there. Math and English are the subjects you really don't want your children to fall behind in. And you need those first months to figure out how they best learn and what works best for you and your family. Make sure you also do whatever interests your children. Once you get math figured out and your children's learning styles, then you can research and add in a well-rounded English curriculum, science, social studies, and any electives. And in the meantime, you can look up fun lessons online for those subjects. And you can watch videos, do experiments. You can read the Week Junior or Week, depending on the age of your children, to keep up on any news. For elementary age children, the Who Was, What Was series and I Survived series are also great for learning history before finding a curriculum. Definitely don't sleep on those other subjects, but homeschooling is overwhelming in the beginning. And no matter how much research you do beforehand, if you buy a bunch of expensive curriculums, chances are you'll scrap a lot of them as you learn what works for you and your family and children. My last piece of advice is to make sure you know your state's homeschool laws. Every state is different, and if or how much you may need to report on your homeschooling in each state varies. If you follow this advice, if you homeschool and find out it's not a good fit for your family or your children, you won't need to worry about them being behind if you send them back. I hope this helps.